Yogies, and welcome to your Tuesday evening. I had to think what day it was. 6 p.m. flow. I think I know most of you who'd be watching, but I'm Sharon and I have the gorgeous Steph demonstrating for me this evening. Namaste, everybody. This evening we'll be working mainly with the key muscles to draw everything to the midline. So that's bringing arms to center, inner thighs to center, and harnessing a lot of power in our midline based on the interaction of our inner muscles to pull everything and hold everything together. We'll work towards a number of different postures, but whether you reach the peak postures or not is really rather insignificant. It's the work that we do on the way to get there that builds a stronger awareness of foundation in the body. And so when you return to these shapes, the body approaches it with far more awareness and knowledge. So each time you can achieve perhaps a deeper state of practice. It may not necessarily be the deepest level is going to the overarching peak pose. It may just be a greater sense of how the body's showing up in your practice. And so one of my teachers once taught me a long time ago that if we practice something regularly over 3 years and we still can't do it, our anatomy is not designed for that particular shape. But through the continual practice, we develop a better relationship with ourselves by understanding how the body shows up and what our opportunities are versus what our limitations are. So having said that, we might start in child's pose, but knees together and feet together. And so even though we're starting in this lovely nurturing shape, can you start to engage the legs just enough where the lower belly draws in towards the spine? And there's this container of energy that's already started to build within the body. When you breathe in, the lower back, mid back and lower belly expand with breath. And then as you exhale, there's a nice opportunity to relax and draw inwards, but bringing greater awareness into how the body is responding to these muscles. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths, using the breaths as an anchor to separate your day from your practice. And allowing the ears to detect the sound of the breath. So every breath encourages the breath after that and the next and the next. Good, let's unite in 1 more breath in together. Fill up as much as you can. It's a long breath out. Ha. Good, slide forward onto your belly. Good, then slowly roll onto your back. Good, hug your knees to your chest. Take a gentle rock left to right. Good, free the arms down beside the hips, fingers wide, hands flat. Good, you can choose what your body naturally prefers. You can see Steph has palms upright, but the hands are very engaged by pressing all parts of the fingers down. Or in your body, you may choose palms down, which Steph is now demonstrating. But in any case, the arms are very strong in pressing down into the earth. And at the same time, the inner arm muscles are drawing in towards the side ribs. Good, then with a tabletop shape, align the knees over the hips and the ankles in line with the knees. Good, then cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Good, lift head and shoulders up off the earth now. Hands gently interlace behind the neck, just so the neck has a little pillow. Good, pin the elbows towards the ears, so there's a nice cushiness towards the lower belly. Squeeze inner thighs together, squeeze right ankle to left ankle to right ankle. Take a big breath in, fill up the lower belly. Good, then lift head and shoulders higher up off the mat. Tuck your chin towards your navel and take your gaze towards your belly button. Then lift up and squeeze knees towards nose and nose towards knees, and then squeeze everything together for one big breath in. Good. Flop asana, unravel, lie on the back, release the legs. Taking the legs as comfortable as they can be, nice and wide. There's a breath into the belly and the chest. Mouth open, tongue out. Ha. We start our foundation once again, building from the arms. So palms up or palms down, but the arms are engaged, pressing down and in. Good. The tabletop legs arrive, and this time it's the left ankle over the right ankle. But now it's the second time achieving this shape. Your body has even more awareness. So choose to either point or flex your toes, but do something so that the lower ankles and the feet switch on even more. Good. Lift head and shoulders up off the earth. Good. Wrapping hands behind the neck, pinning elbows in. Encourage the chin to firm downwards so there's more length to the back of the neck. Take a big breath in, expand the lower belly. Lower belly moves down towards the spine. Squeeze ankle to ankle, inner thigh to inner thigh. Firm lower belly in one more time. Take a big breath in. Good. Start to squeeze knee to nose, nose to knee, and dive in as close as you can, like you're wrapping your body into a very tight ball. Stay for one more breath in. Get as tight, tight, tight as you can. Good. Nice unravel out. Big breath out. Ha. Good. You can reach your arms overhead, getting long from toes to fingers. And then for a moment, take your legs very wide. Your arms to the back corners behind you, and then scan your body and bring more intuition now into the muscle groups, and notice how when the legs are wide and the muscles are relaxed, the belly is floppy or can be floppy. There's an opportunity to relax even more. Good. Keeping your legs straight, bring your legs together. Point your toes and squeeze the inner thighs, the inner calves, inner ankles together. Good. Bring your palms together overhead and lengthen as much as you can from fingers to toes. Keep squeezing everything to the midline. Take a big breath in. Good. Relax, legs open, arms relax, big breath out. Good. Let's do that one more time. Bring inner thighs, inner ankles together. But this time, flex the toes back towards your face so the inner seam of the legs are working. The adductor muscles are engaged, but the back of the legs are now switching on also. Elongate as much as you can from your armpits towards your elbows and elbows towards your wrists. But feel as though the upper arm bones want to kiss your ears, so squeeze them even more tightly. Take a big breath in. Relax, empty out. Ha. Good. Steph makes everything look so easy, but I know it's not. Engaging the core. Hug your knees to your chest. Good. Let's take a rock up and down the spine 2 or 3 times. And then we will meet in a tabletop pose. Got an opportunity to reacquaint the spine with the breath. Fingers wide, hands flat. Forehead and tail lift up, arch the spine. Good. And the chin tucks into the chest, big breath out. Good. Arch the spine, big breath in, fill up to the nostrils. Round the spine, mouth open, tongue out, empty, empty, empty. One more time, your breath. Good. At the end of this round, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Good. Notice how your body has arrived in this space today. Would you preference movement or stillness? You can move the hips left to right, pedal the heels, and Find some liberation to the body before we reconnect in with our alignment. Good. Start to welcome the stillness and the lengthening that this shape enables. Good. Bring your feet together and lift your right leg to the ceiling. Good. Bend your knee, open your hip, take a big breath in. Good. It's knee to right elbow. Lengthen back, three-legged dog, get long fingers to toes. Knee to nose, scoop the belly in and up. Three-legged dog, take a big breath in. Cross body, knee, left elbow. Good. Three-legged dog, take a big breath in. Listen careful for the change now. It's right ankle in front of left ankle, so the left leg does not change. Good. Then walk your hands to the back of your mat. Keep the feet as they are. Lift and lengthen halfway. Fold, empty out. Good. Squeeze the inner thigh muscles together. And then bring your hands onto your hips. Then lift and lengthen halfway, seeing if you can get more space from lower belly to chest. Then fold forward from there. Good. We'll be here for a few breaths. You may like to take your hands down to the mat. You may like to walk your arms to the left side or to the right side and start to encourage a different experience to the right outer hip. Good. Then bring your hands to your hips. Slowly rise up towards the ceiling. Good. Right knee to chest, arms to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Good. It's a long step forward, top of mat. Left foot joins right foot. It's chair pose, top of mat. Bring your hands to your chest, sit back and down into your seat. Once again, inner ankles, inner calves, inner thigh muscles squeeze together. Then start to awaken the feet. You can see how Steph here has her toes lifting. So there's a lot of activity back into the heels as she sits back and down into the feet. Well done. Fold forward over straightish legs. Lift and lengthen halfway, arch the spine. Step back to a high plank. Good. Bring your shoulders forwards of your wrists. Then drop your knees down, untuck your toes. Pause here, take another breath in, pin the shins down into the mat even more. Lower halfway down, elbows graze rib cage. Pause here. Look slightly forward so the back of the neck stays long, then pin elbows to side body. Lift belly, one breath in. Good. Lower down, empty out, nice step. Cobra pose, arch the spine. Good. Lower, empty, empty. Good. Reach the arms back towards the wall behind you. Good. Squeeze inner thighs together, Shalabhasana. Lift chest, lift legs. Good. Hands bind behind the back. Squeeze arm bones towards back muscles. Take one breath in, lift higher if you can. Good. Slowly hands release, lower slowly down. It's a cobra or upward facing dog, but the elbows stay pinning into your side body. Downward facing dog, belly to spine. Good. We unite in a breath in, fill up as much as you can. Mouth open, tongue out, release, empty, empty, empty. One more like that. Maybe it's an Ujjayi breath now, filling up from the back of the throat. Good. And then as you exhale, it's a lovely cycling of new prana, new vital force through the body. Left leg rises. Good. Bend your knee, open your hip. Good. Take a breath in, illuminate the body. Good. Cross body, knee, left elbow. Good. Three-legged dog, get big, toes to fingers. Knee to nose, round the upper back. Good. Three-legged dog, it's a bigger breath in. Cross body, right elbow. Three-legged longer breath and body. Good. Now it's the left ankle in front of the right ankle. Hands walk to feet, back of mat. Lift and lengthen halfway, squeeze the back of your chest together. Fold to the mat, empty out. The inner thighs squeeze together like scissors, the ankles squeeze together. Good, and if it suited your bones on the other side, you may like to walk the arms to the left or the right. Maybe letting the head hang, encouraging release from the back of the neck also. Good. Check in with the body and whether you are breathing in this shape. Good. Slowly bring the hands to the hips and unravel up towards the ceiling. Good. It's a stork pose, left side, left knee to chest, arms rise. Good. Think light thoughts, left foot top of mat. Good. Steffi's so nice and light. Nice catching of the balance, Steph. Good. Top of mat, chair pose. Good. We add on to our chair here, yogis, hands to heart. Good. Twist to the right side, hooking the left elbow outside the right hand. Good. So I want you to imagine here that the inner thigh muscles have Velcro. And so as you connect the inner thigh muscles together, it aligns the knees into a space where the hip is neutral. Come back to center. Good. Realign the hips, the knees, and twist towards the left side. Good. Starting to firm the base even more on the second side, pressing the feet firmly down, the heels back and down so there's the support of your foundation, but always bringing the inner thigh muscles towards each other. Good. Fold forward, empty, empty, empty. Lift and lengthen halfway. Good. There's a vinyasa. If you want it, you can step back. If you're jumping back, you jump to a low plank to support the shoulders. Be mindful of the elbows framing the rib cage as you lower and lift up to your back bend. Downward facing dog, empty, empty, empty. Good. We bring a deeper level of physicality into this shape now. The hands are very flat, fingers wide. I don't know if you can see Steph's hands, but they are as flat as a pancake, and so there's maximal expansiveness from the earth right up to her arm bones towards her lower back, lengthening her spine. 2 breaths here. One more breath. Good. We move on. We add on. Right leg rises. Bend your knee, open your hip. Good. 3-legged dog leg straightens, knee to right elbow. Good. Cross body left elbow. Knee to nose, round the upper back, pin knee to belly. Foot between hands, crescent lunge, rise up. Good. Warrior 2, relax the body down. Good. Now imagine here that the heels want to meet each other at the middle of the mat. So as your front foot presses downwards, the inner thigh is pulling your front heel backwards, and your back inner thigh is pulling your back heel forwards. Good. Fly your warrior, knee straightens, arms lift up, take a big breath in. Good. It's a goddess pose, both toes out, heels in. Good. Hands to your heart, or if you want to engage even more through the core and the back muscles, the arms can reach up or forwards or out. Yeah, you can do out. That's a nice option. Good. So let's play with the balance of energy, moving in and around the legs now. Pressing the feet firmly down, but relax the inner thighs. So let the knees splay as open as your bones and muscles will allow. And notice how perhaps this feels more relaxing for the body. Good. And then start to lift the hips about an inch higher than they are and squeeze the inner thighs together as though the outer thighs are moving the knees further away from each other, but there's this push and pull of polarities pulling the knees further forward. Good. Warrior 2. Peaceful warrior, get long front hand to back hand. Yeah, hands cartwheel to the mat. Left hand will stay down, right arm rises to the ceiling. Cleopatra, pivot on the outer edges of your feet. Good, stay here for a breath in, lean back rather than forward. Good, top arm sweeps up and forward. It's a forward fold top of your mat. Lift and lengthen halfway. Fold, empty. Rise up to the ceiling, there's a back bend if you want it. Mountain pose, pause there. One breath in, cement the shape so far. Good, mouth open, tongue out, purge out, release, release, release. Right leg rises, stalk pose. Crescent lunge, swing the leg back. Low runner's lunge, take the arms down. Downward facing dog, left foot steps back. Roll forward to a high plank. Low plank, use knees if you need. Cobra or upward facing dog, breathe into the belly and the chest. Downward facing dog, front of thighs back. We unite in a breath in, fill up. Mouth open, tongue out, purge out. Left leg rises. Good, bend your knee, open your hip. Take one breath in, leg straightens. Knee to left elbow. Right elbow, keep the belly squeezing in. Knee to nose, tuck the chin in. Fall forward between hands, crescent lunge. Reach up to rise up and lengthen the body. Warrior two, plug down into the feet. Good. The second side is always so much easier because the body knows where it's going now. So imagine that you are plugging your feet into an energy source, like plugging your mobile phone into its charger. So your feet press down with a high level of conviction now, but at the same time there's the energizing of the legs moving towards each other. Where's the breath? Good, front knee straightens, arms up, fly your warrior. Goddess pose, open out, sit down. Good, now Steph has this amazing alignment from her hips to her shoulders. But see if you can take your shoulders slightly backwards if you feel like you're leaning forwards. Choose an arm option that supports the structure in the legs, but at the same time is engaging the arms, whether they're forwards, outwards or upwards. Imagine that the inner arm bones are moving towards this chi ball between the hands. Good, then relax the inner thighs so the knees splay open for a moment, dropping the pelvis down lower, kind of sitting into the bones but not unhealthily because we're not jumping into this shape. Good, then lift the pelvis up about an inch and regain that strength within you. One breath in. Warrior two, open, open, open. You can go that way. Good. Whatever makes you happy. Peaceful warrior, lift up and back. Hands cartwheel to the mat. It's the right hand down, the left arm rises. Cleopatra, the top palm is upright as you lean back so the shoulders more open. Stay for a breath in, lean back, breathe into the left lung. Good, top of mat, fold forward, empty, empty, empty. Rise up to the ceiling in slow motion. Mountain pose, stamp the feet down with the breath. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Good, stork pose, left side, the leg rises high. Sweep it back, crescent lunge, belly in. Low runner's lunge, hands will touch down, downward facing dog. Good, lift the heels high, get long toes to tail, bend the knees, jump outside hands, Malasana yogi squat. Good, so let the bones drop down just for a moment so you can relax the inner thighs and the outer thighs, getting into the pelvis. Good, notice if the breath can be long and succinct. Good, it is an ancient yogi tale that the more flexible our hips are, the younger we look. And so it encourages more youthfulness, but actually I do believe some part of it, because if our pelvis is healthy and mobile, then it tends to present in a healthy spine, which is vital for energy, nutrients, brain messages, and so it all works well together. Take a big breath in, fold forward, empty, 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 knees straighten. Keep the feet wide but toes in, heels out. Lift and lengthen halfway. Fold down, empty. Good, lift and lengthen halfway, feet hip distance apart. Good, you have a choice here for a crow pose or a forward fold. We're both coming into flexion in the spine, so it's the rounding of the upper and mid back. But if you're coming into your crow pose, yogis, the elbows keep drawing in towards the midline. Although the knees are resting on the arm bones, it feels as though the inner thighs want to kiss each other. Start to lift the heels and toes closer to your booty for 2 more breaths. Fill up as much as you can. 1 more breath in. Good, there's a step back, a float back, taking a transition or straight to downward dog. We move on, we add on yogis. Right leg rises. Good, knee to right elbow. Good, there's a Kundalini if you want it, or you can tap the knee to the elbow. Good, you can see how Steph's hands are still nice and engaged and the elbows are pinning in towards each other. Good, 3-legged dog, right leg high. Cross body, knee to left elbow to fallen star. Good, the left hand can take hold of the right foot, lifting the leg up, take a big breath in. Good, left hand down, 3-legged dog, right leg high. Knee to nose, tuck the belly in. Fall forward between hands, crescent lunge. Good, it's stork pose, top of mat, left knee high. Good, it's an eagle pose, left thigh over right thigh. Good, it will be right arm over left arm. You can take a full eagle pose. If it's uncomfortable for the arms or shoulders to wrap twice, you can take the left elbow under the right elbow and then hold onto your shoulders. Yeah, you can see Steph doing that at the same time while squeezing the inner thighs together, squeezing the arm bones together. Then maybe we finish the puzzle here by squeezing the elbows towards the knee, squeezing the belly in and folding forward into a very tight, rigid. Good. From here, rise up, stork pose, unravel the arms high. Lovely, nice control, Steph. Open out, warrior 2. Good. Fly your warrior 1 time, knee straightens, arms up, big breath in. Goddess pose, sit low, toes out, heels in. From here, fly your warrior, knee straighten, arms up. To the front, warrior 2, sit low. Peaceful warrior, keep the heels drawing towards each other. Hands cartwheel to the earth, left hand down, right arm rises. It's Cleopatra round 2 on this side, or side plank if you want it. Stepping the right leg on top of the left leg. Good, if you're doing so, stay here for a moment, squeeze the inner legs together, then take your top arm towards the wall in front of you, framing your ear. Good, use that to hike the hips high towards the sky. Stay for a breath in. Good, high plank to low plank, take a vinyasa. Good, left leg rises. Knee to elbow or kundalini if you're going there. Good, look at the engagement in Steph's right foot. It's firmly engaged, creating strength to both legs. 3-legged dog, left leg high. Good, cross body, right elbow or fallen star. Good. The right hand can clasp the left foot, engaging the legs, drawing the arms to the midline. Right hand down, three-legged dog. Knee to nose round the back. Crescent lunge. Good. Land into the feet first. Good. At stalk pose, top of mat. Eagle pose, right thigh over left thigh. Good, this time it's left arm over right arm. And if you have the double bind of the hands, do that. Otherwise, it's the hands on the shoulders. Good, the ankles bind together, the inner thighs bind together, and maybe the elbows squeeze to knees, expanding the shape that you started with in your core work earlier. Good, slowly unravel back to your stalk pose, right knee high. Good, warrior two, softly unravel. Good, fly your warrior, keep the feet nice and engaged. Goddess pose, sit low, inner thighs squeeze together. Stand tall, reach tall, open out. Warrior two, settle down, relax the breath. Peaceful warrior, breathe into the side ribs and unravel the body. Hands cartwheel to the mat, right hand down, left arm rises. Your practice, your choice, Cleopatra or side plank. If you're taking your side plank, the left foot stacks upon the right. You can see in Steph's body, her legs are sticking together so firmly, then top arm elongates over the head, encouraging the hips to spike up for one more breath in. Good, it's a high plank. Low plank. Let's add in here high plank. Good, look slightly forward. I know you weren't expecting that. Lift your right leg 1 inch off the mat, but keep the inner thighs squeezing together. Good, right leg lowers. Lift your left foot 1 inch, inner thighs keep squeezing together. Left leg lowers. Now the fun bit, right hand lifts 1 inch. Right hand lowers. Left hand lifts 1 inch. Left hand lowers. The super fun bit, if you're game at home, yogis, right leg, left hand. Notice the core engagement required here. Right leg, left hand, both lift at the same time.
Oh, right.
Beautiful. Well done. Slowly lower. Left leg, right hand. There we go. Nice one, yogis. Drop down. Lower the knees, child's pose. Take the knees as wide as the mat now and allow the body to succumb into stillness. Maybe the forehead turns left to right. Notice how the body's transformed so substantially already. The very act of squeezing everything into the midline can actually harness stronger power within. And so when we squeeze our inner thighs together and the arm bones together in the shapes we're working with today, you may have noticed that the belly scoops in and up also. And so we start to strengthen our Uddiyana Bandha, our Manipura chakra, our midline solar plexus, the location of our conviction. And so we can start to approach with greater intent and greater purpose when there's more strength. Go downward facing dog. Good, look through your hands and jump through, sit down. Good, Steph, I'll get you to turn to the camera so that everyone can see your beautiful face. Good, then you can straighten your right leg and we'll bend the left leg, wrapping your arms around your left shin. Good, but then sit tall and energize your right foot. so that there's conviction from the lower limb out. Good, and you can start to rock the leg left to right. You can take circles of the leg. Yeah, and then you can take your left hand onto your left foot and straighten the leg back and forward, bringing the leg towards the armpit and starting to juice up from the inner thigh. And then bending your right knee as though you're in a half cross now. And then, sorry, I didn't explain that well. Good, and then maybe you take your left hand underneath your left thigh. And then Steph knows where we're going, changing the grip of your hand onto your left foot. And maybe start to straighten the leg coming into sundial. Now you can see how Steph's spine is so beautifully straight and she can still get her head through her arm. If you can do that, well done, you're amazing. And if you can't do that, you're still amazing, so don't stress too much. Good, and then slowly release, unravel from that. Good, you can cross both legs in front of the other, sit tall, take a big breath in, and we'll fold forward. Good, and notice the difference between both inner thighs now. Good, then slowly illuminate the spine upright. Good, so now we change legs now, straightening the left leg, taking the right shin into the arms, or as Steph did, you can embrace the right foot with the right hand or the left hand and kind of encourage circular movements with the pelvis. So you're not forcing the hip bones to do anything they don't want to do, you're just encouraging some mobility from all the strength work we've been doing. And strength plus flexibility equals mobility, so that's what we're working on now. Good, and then from here, bending your left knee, and then maybe the right hand will go underneath the right leg, taking the top of the right foot and coming into sundial. Yeah, both sides will feel completely different, but it's still the inner thigh bones squeezing together and the arms supporting that transition. Good, then slowly release, crossing the right ankle over the left. Sit tall, take a big breath in, and then fold forward, empty, empty, empty. Good, let's stay for 5 breaths before we move on. Good, 2 more breaths, please. And 1 more united breath in, and a big breath out, ha. Good, slowly lift the spine back up. And now we start to put the entire sequence together in one shape. And so just like I mentioned earlier, if you do it, great. If you don't, also great. You've done the hard work so far. So we'll start with the right shin, and then starting to act as though you're coming into your sundial. So you'll take your right hand underneath your right leg. The right knee can rest upon the right shoulder or as close to the right shoulder as you can. And then start to take your left foot over towards the right, locking the ankles. And feel as though the inner thigh muscles are starting to squeeze against the right arm bone. Then from there, lean forward, arms roughly shoulder distance apart. Keep squeezing ankles and inner thighs together, belly in, Astra Kravasana. 8 limb pose or 8 ankle pose. Well done, Steph. Nice. Slowly, slowly unravel. Nice one. Well done. Nice shimmy to release. Good, let's take the left side now, yogis. So forget what just happened, so this side can be approached with a neutral mind. Good, so starting as though you're entering sundial first, so shimmying, I can't get the word out. your left arm underneath your left leg. Get as high onto the shoulder as you can. If it drops down, don't be too precious right now. It's really the expansiveness of the right leg moving to the left side and then crossing the left ankle over the right ankle and allowing the inner thigh bones to rest down towards each other. Squeeze the legs towards the arm. And just like in crow, actually, if you lean further forward than you think you need, maybe the booty will lift up as you straighten the legs out and beyond. One breath in. Well done. Slowly release and unravel. Nice one. Good. Steph, you can turn around and face the front once again. Good. And then downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Good. Walking your hands to your feet, back of your mat, please. Lift and lengthen halfway. Good. Taking your hands underneath your feet, Padahastasana. Good. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands under your feet. And then notice here how if the legs still squeeze together, even though they're not touching, the lower belly firms in and up, and then maybe if you look forward, taking the gaze forward, you can lift the heels coming into a little arm balance here. Good, well done, yogis. Nice, slowly lower the heels down. Release the hands, lift and lengthen halfway. Good, it's the reverse spine now. It's hands underneath the feet, but the wrist creases are facing forward, not towards your toes. No, just releasing through the wrists, the forearms and the upper arms. The arms have done quite a lot for us today, as they often do in yoga. So giving the body a chance now to release any tension points there. Good. Slowly release the body and lengthen halfway. Take a big breath in. Good. Walk forward, downward facing dog. Good. Staying with the engagement, right leg rises. Good. It's right foot outside, right hand. It's a lizard lunge here. So you're welcome to play with options that meet you with where you are right now. So if you want something softer, you can drop your back knee down, untuck your toes and stay in a lizard lunge. If you want to play with some more arm balance or a bit of a challenge, take your right arm underneath your right leg, taking right hand outside right foot. Good, and then start to lean forward. Good, maybe walking the hands forward and the back leg or the front leg can maybe lift up off the mat, coming into a deeper variation of your kundi. But notice how, particularly in Steph's body, her inner thighs are still squeezing together. Her inner arm bones are squeezing towards the midline, so they're all really exactly the same shapes. Good, slowly unravel from there. We can play on with another option. So the right hand stays outside the right foot, the right shoulder underneath the right knee. Then looking forward, take the arms back into an aeroplane arm. Maybe the hands bind behind the back. And then from here, back foot steps forward, a little sneaky birds of paradise, to now open through the inner seam, open the shoulders. Good, a little counter shape to all the squeezing in. Sometimes you have to jump along the mat to really find the shape. Nice one. Then slowly, slowly lower down and we'll meet in our lizard lunge with the left leg back. Good, and we'll all take the back knee down and you can relax here for 5 more breaths. Ask the body to breathe even bigger now for 1 more breath in. One more breath out. Good. The back knee lifts. You can take a vinyasa or go to dog and hold it while we wait a few moments for those in transition. But if you're stepping right into your dog, still use it as an opportunity to check in and scan the body and notice if you need stillness or if you want that subtle movement that you did earlier with pedaling of the feet or nodding head, shaking head. Good, and now we meet the left side, left leg rises. Left foot outside left hand. Good, so those of you that went straight into your lizard lunge, you can go there by relaxing the back leg down and hanging low here. If you wanted a bit more, the back knee will stay lifting. The left shoulder moves underneath the left knee, left hand outside left foot. Good, then start to walk forward with the arms, with the chest, and then choosing an arm balance that serves you or in fact that challenges you. But you can really see how Steph's right arm is pinning in like sticky tape towards her side ribs. There's so much engagement there. Good, thanks for that nice long hold. Good, and then keeping the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Yeah, taking the arms back, binding the hands. You need to look forward but keep the belly lifting. Then the back foot will step forwards, coming into a bird of paradise. Good, if you don't quite get the bird, then no worries. If you stay folding forward, you're actually squeezing out through the midline, which is nice for energy. And then slowly lowering down and stepping the right leg back. Good, and then we'll stay in our lizard lunge for a few breaths. Good. Make the breath very vivid now. Slowly lifting the spine up. Good. We'll meet in a dog this time. Good. Then lifting the heels high, bending the knees. Step or float forward, lie on your back. Good. Bend your knees upon arrival. We'll take one back bend. If you'd like something very restorative, you can place a pillow or a rolled up mat underneath your hips. You can take a bridge pose. There's also a wheel pose. So I won't give too many cues because I'd like you to feel into your body without distraction right now. But notice how the awareness of your practice so far has given you a heightened sense of how the body moves through space. And so regardless of what option you lift up to, you can see with Steph, her knees are tracking perfectly forward over the toes. And so there's a match between the inner thighs and the outer thighs. And the arms are close to her ears and the chest is elongating up and back. So there's a lovely amount of expansiveness coming from the feet and the hands and everything in between. Good. Staying for one more breath or staying for 3 more breaths, but taking what your body needs. And then when you're ready, I'll meet you on your back with bent knees, knees together, feet wide, but feet stay down. Good. Creating a tent-like shape for the legs. Good. You can interlace your hands over your belly and start to breathe into the hands. Good. 3 breaths. Hug the knees to the chest, give yourself a tight squeeze. Maybe there's a gentle rock left to right. Good. The legs elevate to the ceiling. You can stay here, or if you would like more, there's a shoulder stand. If you're lifting to shoulder stand, keeping the energy of the legs centered in order to elevate the legs even higher. Okay, we won't be here too long, so if you are seeking a plow pose, you can go there straight away. But then regardless of what inversion you're in right now, I ask you to have a play. So first squeeze the legs together, but then take a V shape. So widen the legs and see how the outer edges of the hips start to engage. And so we bring integrity back into the pelvis by initiating both sides of the pelvis and the legs. Good. If you have your V-shaped shoulder stand, that can become a V-shaped plow. It can also be a V-shaped legs up without needing the hips to elevate too much. Good. And then we'll slowly lower one vertebra at a time, being mindful that slow sometimes is challenging. Good, nice control step. Let's take a fish pose to balance the inversion. Bending your knees to lift the hips, place the hands underneath the hips, then straighten the legs, pointing the toes. Good, start to press into the hands and the forearms to lift the upper arms, lift the chest, lift the chin. Take a big breath into the belly. Mouth open, tongue out. Ha. Nice one. Chin tucks in, slowly lower down. Let's take a starfish shape, legs to the front corners, arms to the back corners, and allow the body some space to be still. Hug the knees to the chest. Rock and roll up and down the spine, tucking the chin in. Good, we'll meet in a seated shape with the legs out long. Good, and then I'll give you the option here if you would like a forward fold with your legs together or a forward fold with your legs wide. Being mindful that we do not want to undo all the good work that the spine has done. So if it feels as though the lower back is rounding too much instead of lengthening, you can sit on something or roll the back edge of your mat up just to elevate the pelvis, which tilts the pelvis forward and lengthens the spine. Good, to engage the hamstrings, the back of the legs, and free the inner thigh abductors. You can flex the toes towards your face and press the heels forward away from you. 5 breaths. Good, 2 more breaths. Then slowly lift the spine upright. Take the soles of your feet together. Lift the spine and then fold forward from there. slowly lift the spine upright. If you can, keep your eyes closed if they are closed, and if they're open, close them. Slowly roll down onto your back. Good. Hug your knees to your chest upon arrival. Good. Taking your knees to the right side, your arms to a T shape. And if the mind is very busy at the moment, you can gently interlace your hands over your right belly and breathe into the hands as though elevating the hands up to the ceiling. If the mind is very centered, keep the arms wide but spread them even more, bringing calmness and a relaxing energy inwards. With little disturbance to the mind and the body, bring the knees to center and take the knees to the left side. Good. Slowly returning the knees to center. Give yourself a big squeeze, of which that can stay hugging yourself like this or becoming a happy baby. And it may feel nice for the legs to straighten towards the side walls. Even a gentle rock left to right, massaging the lower back. Good. Hug the knees to the chest one last time in gratitude for all you have done and all you will do. Take a big breath into that loving, kind space, and then slowly lower everything down for your Shavasana. Now I know those of you at home, it's very tempting, you've done the hard work, and so the energy will likely detract you from being still. But I encourage you to stay and restore for as long as you can. I'll tell you when our time is ending, but stay longer if you can. Start to deepen your breath from the belly and the chest and spread that light outwards to your entire body. If you have longer, stay and allow the body to soak up the breath for longer. And if you're coming with Steph and I, then start to point and flex the toes, make fists with the hands and then release. Maybe even turn the head left to right and slowly awaken the body. Good. Bending the knees, taking the right arm overhead. Roll to your right side. Good. Take your time, slowly lift up to a comfortable seat, eyes stay closed. Palms rest down upon the knees and take small circles with the spine, slowly awakening every inch of your body. Maybe 3 rounds in one side and then 3 in the other. Then slowly lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Bring your hands to your chest and dip your chin in, acknowledging your breath and your body amalgamating as one. Take your thumbs to your eyebrow center for nourishing thoughts, to your mouth for peaceful words, and to your heart space for a happy heart. Thank you for your practice, yogis, and thank you, Steph, for demonstrating. Namaste.